Good morning, everyone. This is Diane Marie at Southern Art Gallery, and today I'm working on this floral painting, and I thought you might enjoy seeing how to put in a dark background. So I've pre-wet the paper, and as you can see, it is buckling a little bit. This is Arch's 140-pound cold press, and I've attached it to the back with painter's tape by folding over the painter's tape to form a little. It's almost like forming a tube so that you can paint right up to the edges. And I've applied one coat of lamp black here. And this is the second coat. I am wetting the entire background so that we have a soft transition and no hard edges. And I'm just doing that with a number 18 Escoda watercolor brush. This is an Ultimo. I really like Escoda brushes. They are my favorite brand of brushes. So, with that all nice and wet, first thing I'm going to do is to go around our focal point here with indigo. Just to give some interest. And then we'll go back in. I don't use lamp black normally at all, but for backgrounds, it's about the only time that I use black. If I need a black, I usually make my own. And there are a number of ways to do that. The important thing here is to get this in while it is wet. And I'm just going to make the one focal point there, I believe. And this is the secondary focal point. However, I'm not going to emphasize that quite as much. And you can just put this on randomly. It should even itself out because we are painting into a wet wash. And I do like to just rotate my painting when I do this. So we're just building our background right now. I don't often paint the background first. However, it's necessary when you're doing a really dark background because you have to mask out all the smaller areas. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, and we will be back shortly. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, I've laid in my greens. I added some of the oranges and this is how you get a harmonious painting, is by mixing your greens and then just tweaking your greens by adding more yellows or more blues or some different greens to the actual green mixture that you have. The other thing I did was I took a black and white photograph, which I will insert in the video. To check my values, and I did notice that I don't have enough contrast within these flowers. I don't have enough darks within these flowers. So I'll go back and add some of that. And this is with just this is a Lowell Cornell number 2. It's a really nice little detail brush. It's just okay. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. You don't want to just fill in your masking everywhere. I went back and masked some sunlight on these this leaf right here and right here. That does need to be softened a little bit though, so we'll go in right here and try to marry this together a little bit better. Because that's just dappled sunlight that's coming in on the leaf itself. It almost has a solid, definite shadow there. This is also a shadow. So we'll just soften a little bit of that, a little bit. And I'm just going back in with the same greens repeatedly, just to build dimension and depth in our painting. And I think we need a little bit. The brush I'm currently using is a number 10 Escoda Perla, which is a synthetic brush, but it carries quite a nice point. So you can let's change that color a little bit there. So you can have a nice tip. It has a nice tip on it, as you can see. Okay, so let's see how we're going to darken up underneath here. And I think we'll do it with a Payne's Gray and our green. Let's see if we can just kind of drop that in here. Around there and up in there, and maybe a little bit in here, like that, and soften that a bit. We don't want it looking like it's part of this leaf back here, so I think I'll change my mind on that and do it in more different color. Let's see here. Yeah, that's better. Just give us some dimension in there, like we're having, because that's the center of the leaf, and then we'll do the same for this one down here. And that's kind of underneath, it goes underneath this petal here. And we're just going to flick some up like we did there. Still want these antlers to show though, so I think I'm going to actually make these darker. Get to a smaller brush. So they'll show up against this the green, and I think we'll put a few in here. Like that, and we'll just follow them back down like that, just to give some variation in our, make our flower a bit more colorful. These are very, very fine lines here. Might have been nice to do these in like a quinacridone gold. Might have been a nice color, and we don't want them severe, but they are the focal point. So okay, maybe one coming from up here somewhere like that. I think I like that better. Let's do some over here. Let me See if I can make that mixture again. Something similar. We'll try it with the quinacridone gold this time and see what it looks like. Let's see, I like to make the tips on these a bit, stand out a bit more. So I think we'll do that. I like the looks of that. So you don't need to sit here and watch me do this. So I'm gonna add these little dots on the very tip. And then I will be back shortly. All right, we're back. And I've added some, I did add some quinacridone gold just to give it more contrast. Quinacridone gold is a beautiful color. It's a very bright color. So you can drop it in anywhere that you want to brighten up something. And it's kind of dull. And kind of drop that in there. Do a little bit in here. Okay. And now I'm just looking for anything that I may have left off by mistake. We'll just drop some of these little dots in here on the very tips, just to give us a little interest. I love painting botanicals. They're my favorite things to paint. They're very forgiving. I pretty much think we're going to call this done. I'm going to step back from it and look at it one more time and make sure that nothing is out of place.